Hello all, and welcome back to the YouTube channel of alldaychesstd. Whoa, wait a minute. No, you're not hallucinating. It's all day chess now. There's no more TD. The reason I did this is I think it looks much more cleaner and nicer and to the point. And if any one of you guys were wondering, TD used to stand for Tournament Director. It still does, but it's not in our name anymore. Today I have a very special episode. I haven't done this for a while, but we're back with the viewer game analysis. Lots of you guys have been sending me your games, so I think it's about time that I do a video on this so you can see my explanation and my thought process on your moves and your ideas. So guys, without further ado, I have a couple requests. So, it would really mean a lot to me if you guys subscribed and liked, and commented and shared, if you're really nice. I know I haven't asked in a while, but it really would mean a lot, and we are super close to 150 subscribers, and that would be awesome. In addition, all the socials and the Discord and stuff is always going to be linked down below. So please take a look, follow, and join our Discord. We'd love to have you there. Okay guys, now let's get into the games. In our first game, our viewer was playing the white pieces. Let's see how it started. So it plays e4, c5. This is the Sicilian defense. When we play e4, we're controlling the center, this d5 square and this f5 square. And they play the Sicilian defense to try and counter back and attack the d4 square. So now we have knight f3, d6, knight c3, g6. The idea of g6 is to later play bishop to g7 to then maybe control this long diagonal. And then we have bishop c4 and bishop g4. So I think at this point most of the players are just developing their pieces casually, making sure their kings are safe. Now we have h3 trying to attack the bishop so that there's no more pin. And then we have bishop takes f3, queen takes f3, knight to c6. Here we played knight to d5. By we, I meant the viewer. And after knight takes d5, they took back, and then we took back with our e-pawn. This is a little bit dubious. Even though it does attack the knight, we have doubled pawns now. And our bishop is pretty much blocked on both of these sides, and we do not like that. So instead, what we could have done is probably taken with the bishop. That would have been stronger. So then we take pawn, knight to d4, queen to g4. Okay, this move is very dubious because now we're losing this pawn, and I think that's what happened in the game. Knight takes c2, rook a c1, attacking the knight, so that's a good move. Knight back to d4. See, this knight is so strong. It's being protected by this pawn, so the queen or nothing will be able to take it. Queen takes b2, and since this rook is now under attack, they played rook to f1. So far, so well. I mean, I don't know. So far, we have lost lots of our queen side. The viewer has lost lots of the queen side, but they're still fighting to And after... Wait, what?
No.
Knight to e2 check? Okay, so their opponent did not play correctly. Knight to e2 is a bad move, and let's calculate why. Knight to e2 does give a check. And there are three ways we can counter a check, are either running our king away, capture the checking piece, or blocking. But in the case of a knight, you can't really block the check. So you have to either run away or capture the knight. Here, we can see that since our queen moved to g4, we're controlling this diagonal. So, and the knight's on this diagonal. And our rook, since on e3, is controlling this file, and the knight's on this file. And they only have a queen guarding it. So I think they missed the fact that this queen was also attacking the knight. So now they played rook takes e2, which is a very good move. Good job to the viewer if they're watching this. And then queen to c3, rook to e3, e6. Oh no, this was not a good move. Now the position collapses, and this is a really good move by the viewer. Very instructive. D takes e6. We're going to take with the pawn, undouble our pawns. And now after f takes e6, we have bishop takes e6. Bang! Possibly even we could have played queen takes e6 and completely attacked their position. But bishop takes to e6 is still very strong. King to h8. Queen to h4. Nice. Now we're looking at this h7 square. We're looking at bishop h6 ideas. It's all very nice. Rook a c8. Rook f e1. Good that we're doubling our rooks. Very nice. Rook f e8. And bishop d7. Wait a minute. After rook to c8, I think we could have also just simply taken here. That's a free rook. But okay, they missed that. And then after rook fe8, instead of bishop d7 trying to fork the pieces, we can just simply right away take. And because after bishop takes d7, they played rook takes e3. And now we don't get our thing anymore because now they can simply move this rook. Instead, though, they play queen to c1. We played king to h2. They move their rook here. But oh no, this bishop, they're all so powerful. And unfortunately, they took the rook. So now our viewer is playing super strong. Look at this position. Queen, rook, two bishops, all attacking. And after d5, quite useless move, finish it off with rook to e8 and bishop f8. Here the viewer's opponent resigned. And this was actually a very nice game. Except for the couple of mistakes in the beginning, we had a very nice comeback win. So great job to the viewer. And if any one of you guys was wondering, here's a very nice checkmate. Bishop to f6, king moves, and bishop e6. And that's a wonderful checkmate. Now let's get on to the second game. Now, for this second game, our viewer played the black pieces, and this was a different viewer. Oh, and just to be clear, if you want to submit your games to be analyzed, be sure to send us an email at alldaychesstd@gmail.com. We'd love to see your game. Okay, let's see what happened. So, their opponent played knight to f3, which is the ready opening. It's a very interesting opening, and it's not too common. e6, 6. These moves aren't the greatest, but I guess they might control the center in a way. And then we have knight to d4. Okay, this is not a good move. And here our viewer should have played knight takes d4. And after they take with the pawn, they'll have doubled pawns, and we can play something like d5 or something like that and gain an advantage. But what the viewer played was e5, trying to attack the knight. But then after knight takes e6, d takes c6, d4, e takes d4, e takes d4, just exchanging pawns. Our viewer has these double pawns and they don't look too good. And bishop b4 check. This isn't a very good move since they can play c3 and gain a tempo, because now we have to move our bishop again, and that was a pretty useless move. So, but they played knight to d2 instead, so queen to e7. This is good. The king hasn't castled yet, so it isn't very safe. Then bishop e2. Okay, moving the bishop back, not a bad idea. Knight to b3, nice maneuver by the opponent. And queen to e8. Queen to e8 is not a good move since the queen is doing fine here, and there's no reason or no good thing that you can get by moving the queen back. But then we have g3, b6. Nice, maybe a fianchetto idea. No, it's not a cheese. The idea of b6 or g6 or something, and then put your bishop on the square behind it. And then g4. Okay, they just played g3, and g4 is not a good move. It makes the position very loose. Like, these pawns just feel very loose, if you know what I mean. And then rook to b8, king d2. Oh my. This is not at all good. Bringing the king out in the open is horrible, actually. There's threats of knight here, bishop here. But now what happened? Queen to d8. See, these queen moves here aren't very strong at all, and they're pretty useless. So we would rather do something that gains us an advantage, or at least does something like a check. Now we have queen to g1, knight takes g4. Ooh, this actually blunders a piece, I think, after bishop takes g4, bishop takes g4, queen takes g4. But then what? Let's see what happened. So then knight takes g4, bishop f3. Okay, this is not a good move, and you still have the idea of bishop check here or something like that. But currently our knight was under attack, obviously, so we would probably want to move it. So knight to f6, except now this drops this c6 pawn. So that's what happened. Bishop takes c6, king h8, queen g2. Here, black is still doing very well. Let's see, they have 1, 2, 3 minor pieces to 1, 2, 3 minor pieces. The material is pretty even, but based on how the position is, black is completely winning. So then we have rook to e8, trying to take the open file. King to d3, rook to f8. See, these useless rook and queen moves Well, actually, rook d8 was bad in the first place because the bishop attacks it. But these moves moving back and forth all the time isn't good and just wastes our moves when we could be building up an important plan. So, oh my. So after rook to f8, they play bishop to f4. This blunders a piece. Bishop takes f4. Nice move. Queen to f3. Bishop back to d6. Okay. Queen to g2. Bishop f5. Nice. Now we're bringing our pieces in. Now we're bringing the party in. King d2. Bishop c8. See, why do we have to move our bishop back, right? And all these moves, we had the idea, but we just don't need to make these other extra moves. And then we have rook hg1. Uh-oh, this is bad.
Dog water.
We have to see that they have a checkmate threat right here. It's very important, and it might be hard to miss. Okay, bishop f4. Nice. Check. Now, the reason they have to move their king away is because they're in check, so they can't try and do something else. They need to do either capture the checking piece, move away, or block. And here they moved away. And... oh no! Bishop d6! No! That is not a good move. Now they play Queen takes g7, checkmate.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Unfortunate. They were completely winning. They tried really hard, I know it. But just that they missed this Queen g2, Queen g7 idea. Well, guys, that wraps up today's episode of Viewer Game Analysis. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to subscribe, like, comment down below, and check out the socials. It would really mean a lot. And I'll see you next video.